Yo, what's up, guys? You got pokeaim here, coach of the Bronx Beartics, with this week's UCL team builder for Nexus and the Pittsburgh Pichus. Now, Nexus has a very look at his picture. Nexus has a very scary team. This should be going up on Saturday before the game, by the way. So Nexus has a pretty scary team consisting of Hydreigon, which is a Pokemon that I don't really have an answer to. I don't have a Dark Resist at all on my team, so that Dark Pulse is definitely coming out. But as well as Pokemon like Hoopa, which can definitely be threatening, Zapdos, Megalopony, Azu. But I did build this team with my boy Tony Flygon, so big shots to him. Let's actually just go right into it. So first off, we have beat down my Kieran-Black. Now, unfortunately, I can't put this EV anywhere at all. But like I was saying, we have beat down my Kieran-Black. Now, what we did was we designed this that way it could take out Fortress with the HP Fire. Because of Terravolt, Fortress Sturdy is gone, so HP Fire is an OHKO on physically defensive Fortress, and it does a lot to special defensive Fortress. Ice Beam hits Zapdos, Lopunny, Hydreigon. It's going to do like 40% to Darmanitan, as well as hitting Virizion for the most damage, and Piloswine, because Terravolt doesn't care about thick fat, so it does a lot of damage to those Pokemon. Well over half to Virizion. As we also have Fusion Bolt. Now, Fusion Bolt allows me to be a check to Belly Drum Azumarill while also hitting Slowking for a good amount of damage. We do have the Expert Belt. I just wanted to bluff the potential Scarf or Specs on this thing. And as you can see, my last move is actually Protect. I could have ran Earth Power for Lantern, but because of Terravolt, we can still hit that thing with the Fusion Bolt for a decent amount of damage. I'm not too worried about Lantern, honestly, because it doesn't have reliable recovery. Honestly, nothing on his team has like Healing Wish outside of potentially Megalopony. And if it does go for Healing Wish, then that's great. I don't have to deal with the Megalopony. But in any case, I do have Protect because that Megalopony can be an issue, and also Hydreigon if it's Scarf. If it's Life Orb, it's faster than me anyway, but if it's Scarf, it's also definitely an issue. And what I wanted was Protect just to scout what it would go for. If it drops a Draco, I can switch out into my Resistance, or if it goes for U-turn, I could potentially stay in and pick up another kill, depending on what he does. I would think that he would bring Life Orb Hydreigon just because it's faster than my fastest Pokemon on the team outside of Garchomp and Flygon, which I did bring. I didn't bring Garchomp though. But Protect also lets me pretty much take a huge chunk out of Lopunny if it chooses to go for High Jump Kick. If I Protect on a High Jump Kick, it takes 50% of its health. But the EV Spread just lets me maximize my special attack with HP Fire, whereas I'm able to hit enough speed to outspeed Hoopa, which is the fastest Pokemon on his team, that I can actually outspeed. Basically, Virizion, Hydreigon, Zapdos, Darmanitan, they're all faster than me. I mean, Darmanitan potentially speed ties if I'm max speed, but I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to go maximize my special attack. That way I can just spam Ice Beam and then go with Fusion Bolt. And Expert Belt obviously lets me get off that extra chip amount of damage, boosting my super effective attacks. Next up, we have Whitley, my Alomomola. Bringing it back this week. I went full physically defensive because Megalopony can be annoying. Why is this thing level 50? It should be level 1. Well, yeah, that's level 50 though. Sorry, I was thinking about the multi-battle league. But I went fully physically defensive just because Lopunny can be annoying. And I was running Rocky Helmet over Leftovers. Without Leftovers, I could actually take on Lopunny a lot better. But I wanted Rocky Helmet to wear down Azu on maybe water moves, to wear down Megalopony on fake outs, on returns. As well as hitting up Darmanitan if it ever wants to go for U-turn or Flare Blitz. It's going to be taking a lot of damage with the Rocky Helmet. I have knockoff because that means that I 100% knock out Hoopa. Hoopa is, if it's not max HP, Hoopa is just gone, and it doesn't choose me to set up like Nasty Plots on. Nasty Plot Hoopa could be a threat. Knockoff also helps me support getting rid of Slowking, Lantern's item, Kecleon's potential Assault Vest or Life Orb, as well as Zapdos if it wants to come in, or even Hydreigon. Actually, if I knock off Hydreigon, it makes it a lot easier to deal with. And then we have Toxic, which helps us deal with Slowking, nabbing Virizion, whoa, on the switch in, as well as Azu if it's potentially Belly Drum. And just being able to wear down Pokemon like Piloswine, Hydreigon, and then Wish Protect, obviously, just so I can get back up to full. I went full physically defensive because I wanted this to just take the attacks from Lopunny, Azu, and Darm, as well as just be able to Wish Pass to my team, which is why I also went max HP. That way I can pass the most of my wishes to my team. I feel like this is actually one of the harder matches for me just because Hydreigon's really scary, Hoopa's really scary, and Don't have the best answers to them. But yeah, knockoff and toxic also gets rid of Lantern's leftovers. And if it does have heal bell, he only has 8 heal bells. I can knock off, I can toxic, I can protect, and that's already worn down a bit. If he wants to go for heal bell, then he has 7 more from there. Not even sure if he would bring Lantern versus me, just because I have so many dragons. And Lantern also loses to +3 Manaphy's Energy Ball. Obviously, I didn't bring Manaphy only because I feel like it would be overwhelmed by Pokemon like Virizion. Virizion's also very, very threatening for my team on paper. Not just this team, but my squad in general. It's faster than all of them, and like +2s I had, but I could deal with Garbodor if you want to bring that. So it's very scary for me to deal with, which is why I'm actually running Aerial Ace instead of Earthquake on my Flygon. Now, this might seem a little bit odd considering he has Azu as well as Lantern, but I really, really am paranoid about Virizion more so than I am scared of those. Belly Drum Azu, I check it with Fusion Bolt from Kieran because Kieran doesn't go down to +6. Belly Drum Azu is also checked by my Mega Aggron because Belly Drum Azu doesn't run Waterfall. It has to run Play Rough, especially in this one. Play Rough, Knock Off to hit Reuniclus, and then Aqua Jet. So Aggron can check it as well if it needs to. But I wanted Flygon for defog simply because he has Fortress and Toxic Spikes, and Spikes could be annoying. More so Toxic Spikes. Spikes are a little bit easier to deal with. But I want to be able to get rid of those. U-Turn just gives me momentum and also just gives me... I'm faster than Hydreigon as well, so it just gives me the... what just happened to the music? This went dumb low. Oh, I just turned down the music in my headset, didn't I? Okay, anyway, I was gonna say what just happened. But U-Turn allows me to get on out of there, get a little bit of chip damage versus Mega Lopunny. That way later I can knock it out with Outrage. And I'm hoping to potentially late game Outrage sweep like last time, but not have it come down to Confusion. That'd be very nice. Pilot One obviously checks me, but again, Aerial Ace is only there just to knock out Virizion after Stealth Rock 100%. I want to be able to get rid of that monster. It is a threat. And U-Turn just lets me get momentum and bring in Pokemon like Beat Down, like my Snorlax, as you guys will see. So I definitely want to bring Fizz this time. And I didn't end up going for max speed because even if I speed tie with potential Scarf Zapdos, I have ways of dealing with that. I think Scarf Zapdos would be a little bit easier to deal with than maybe defensive. Not even though defensive might be easy too. So maybe I'll regret not running max speed on this thing. But next up we have my boy CBB, the Snorlax. Now, I originally had Return on the set, but I realized when my boy Lockie was making the team, big shouts to him, that I don't have the time to make my Pokemon love me. I can't do the penny trick and go to the thing. I just didn't have the time. So I haven't played Nexus yet, but I was going out when he was passing me his Pokemon, so I really didn't have the time. I guess I could have done it in theory, but I didn't want to mess around with that and not have my Pokemon fully love me. So I opted for Body Slam. I also can get Paras on whatever comes in. But this is my Pursuit Trapper. It can knock out Hoopa 100% after Stealth Rock damage if Hoopa stays in with Pursuit. 36 HP, 240 is leftovers number, so we get the most out of our leftovers. And I think we recover 15 at low 50, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Just max attack, that way my Body Slam, Fire Punch is there. That way my Body Slam and Pursuit just get the most out of it. Like, even if I could Pursuit... a Hydreigon that's locked in on a move that's like -2 on a Draco, if I Pursuit that and get off a little bit of chip damage, that might be the difference between U-Turn knocking it out and U-Turn not knocking it out, or Focus Blast from my Reuniclus knocking it out, as you guys will see. But I also have Fire Punch that way. 1, it hits Virizion for over half, and 2, it doesn't let Fortress set up hazards on me, which is very important because Fortress can definitely set up hazards on Snorlax if it wants to. So I get that for the 2-hit KO. And Body Slam is just nice and spammable, potentially getting Paras on anything. We do have Protect just in case Mega Lopunny. I love Protect on Snorlax in this format just because, well, 1, it lets me scout. 2, it gets back a little bit of leftover so I can take hits from Hydreigon. Like, I can take a Dark Pulse plus Draco Meteor with this EV spread, a Life Orb, modest Dark Pulse plus Draco. I can take it, especially after I Protect. And basically, Protect also lets us, if Mega Lopunny wants to go for High Jump Kick, if it has to knock me out, I can go for Protect. Again, it's going to take 50%, and bam, I can switch out to one of my answers. But just getting off free damage. I don't want to show Protect too early, but at the same time, maybe I can. That way, he has to play some mind games around it, depending on, like, basically, if I show Protect early and then he brings out Lopunny, he might be more enticed not to go for the High Jump Kick just because I can Protect again and he'll take damage. But next up, we have Penta, my Mega Aggron. Now, this week we are rocking. I love this spread on Mega Aggron. Spadef is just the best way to go. You don't need physical defense on this monster. But we're running Stealth Rock, Fire Punch. Fire Punch allows us to hit Virizion as well as, again, not allow Fortress to set up. It is a solid 2-hit KO on Fortress. Whereas Heavy Slam allows me to just deal damage to Pokemon like Kecleon, Virizion. It does okay damage to Hydreigon, but also mainly for like Azu. Azu wants to belly drum up on me. It doesn't have the best time doing so, as Heavy Slam does enough to the point where I believe Rocky Helmet knocks it out after a belly drum from my Whitley. We're actually just going to calc that real quick because I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Mega Aggron, custom set, Azumarill, OU belly drum. Yeah, Heavy Slam does enough to the point where if it comes in and belly drums up, like after Rock, it doesn't. I think Rocky Helmet knocks it out. Or it's really close to that, but it also can't knock me out anyway unless it's running like Waterfall. Because +6 knockoff isn't knocking me out. +6 play rough isn't knocking me out. +6 Aqua Jet is not knocking me out. Not from full, nowhere in hell. Like no way it's knocking me out. So we also have Avalanche, which can knock out Hydreigon after Life Orb 100%. After Stealth Rock. Avalanche is doubled in power, which is why, and Aggron's very slow, which is why I have this over Ice Punch. And it also just does so much damage to Zapdos. Virizion, if I need to, and it needs to attack me, I can go for Avalanche after. And yeah, if Virizion attacks me. But also, if I'm in a situation where Virizion is going to set up and I lose, I will definitely stay in with Aggron and attack that thing just to weaken it or knock it out, potentially. But yeah, after being hit by Virizion, I do knock it out with the Avalanche as well. And I think it was just the best way, one of the better things to run on it. Also, this gives me a Dragon Resist as well as a Fairy Resist on the team. Aggron isn't getting OHKO'd by anything. Nothing on this team is OHKOing me. At least no unboosted move is OHKOing Mega Aggron because of the filter. But last but not least, we have my hard body, my Reuniclus. Now this time we're running a modest natured with enough HP and defense to not be too KO'd by Adamant Mega Lopunny's return, because I could definitely see him running Adamant just because he doesn't need to run Jolly versus me. I don't have any speed tier that really needs to be met, so he could definitely run Adamant, so we're not too KO'd by that. I have enough special attack, that way I OHKO Virizion flat out. 100% with Psyshock. This also boosts my Focus Blast versus his Hydreigon. I just want that coverage for it. And then we have Toxic. Now what Toxic does is it messes up Slowking. This gives me a good switch into Slowking because of Magic Guard. I don't care about Scald Burns. I don't care about Toxic. Thunder Wave could be annoying, but it is what it is. And it just gives me a solid switch into those mons. Whereas Recover and Magic Guard allow me to beat them 1v1. As you can see, I have 29 speed IVs, which means that I'm a point slower than Slowking, which means that I recover after Slowking. So let's say I Toxic Slowking, and like he's scalding me, trying to wear me down. I recover up all my HP after, so I'll always be at full versus Slowking. Even if it starts boosting up. And boosted Slowking loses to knockoff less Toxic from Alomomola and just swapping around between Psyshocks and Scalds. And again, I'll always recover the damage after Slowking. And again, Toxic just lets me wear down Zapdos. It lets me wear down Azu. Toxic is really nice because his main switch-ins might be Hydreigon, Kecleon, even Slowking, even Lantern. I can just wear them down. This also deals with Lantern pretty well, especially after knockoff, some Stealth Rock damage, or some chip damage running around. But yeah, I really want to bring Hard Body this match, definitely. There's a few other Pokemon I want to bring. There's Garchomp, there's Manaphy. But it was very hard to fit those. Like, I needed Snorlax for a Pursuit Trapper, and even Snorlax isn't, like, the best check to Hoopa. Hoopa does a lot, man. So, what I might end up doing in the game is, like, bringing out Hard Body, then if he does have Hoopa, doubling directly into Snorlax, trying to expect that double, and if I catch it, great. I get to click Pursuit, and Hoopa is gone. Because Snorlax takes a lot of damage, man. Hoopa is so strong. But obviously, Pursuit allows me to deal with that, which is why I wanted to run. But that's pretty much the team for this week, guys. I hope you are rooting for the Bronx Beartics. And, yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Hopefully we can pick up a W. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye, friends.